We have our work cut out for us today. Let me show you why. 4, these are all very, very heavy. And this is actually the lightest box of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, lift those ones up. 5, legs of steel. It's fully recyclable. Recyclable. Anyway, this is our job today. This is the Indestruct Bed. It is a product out of Australia, and it is by far the most cumbersome product that we have ever reviewed here on the channel. But will it be worth it? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm tired. These things are really heavy. Anyway, my name's Ethan. Welcome back to Sleepline, and thank you for watching this review. We're gonna put this thing together, replace it from our cheap Amazon bed, and let you know our thoughts. So stick around. It should be a fun time or not so fun. We're gonna find out how hard this thing is to put together. It's really hard to move. It's very heavy, really hard to lift. Oh man, now I gotta find the instructions. All right, we can just shut this here, get some ambient light. Now we're gonna get a little bit more personal, I guess. No, just kidding. Okay, so the boxes are numbered. I do think that probably gonna be a better bet first to remove that guy out of the way. Oh yeah, forgot to show you guys. That's a cool thing that I really have enjoyed having. I don't know if we're gonna be able to keep that with the Indestruct Bed, but you know, we'll figure it out. All right, so first things first. Let's take this down. It does look like a lightsaber, and that is pretty cool. Because I might not actually get rid of the bed right here behind me, I'm just gonna tilt it up and build the Indestruct Bed and hope that it is awesome. It looks awesome though, it really does. I like the aesthetic, I like the style. I don't like the boxes though. I really don't like the boxes. There's too many. This is where the sauce gets made. That'll work. I won't be able to get to the other room in here, but wow, I got all this space now. That's pretty neat. Not a pleasant experience so far, but that's because I am unprepared. They packaged this very well, so I will give them credit there. Although you'd think for something called an Indestruct Bed, it would need almost no packaging, but either way, not upset about it. Oh my gosh. This thing is wild. It is nice, brushed, powder coated. I do like that. I'm just gonna set you down for now, buddy, because I have no idea what we're doing with you. You can close yourself back up. It's big. It's big. This is the C-spine. This thing looks like a serious job. Like, oh, you almost need to hire a contractor for this. Now this is what's gonna really determine a lot about the Indestruct Bed. How good are our instructions? Congratulations on purchasing the Indestruct Bed. We put a lot of work into it. Yeah, I put a lot of work into bringing it upstairs, so I sure hope you put a lot of work into it. Actually, this seems like it might not be too difficult overall to remove. I mean, to build. So that's cool. This is some intensely packed cardboard. Okay, maybe not as intense as I thought. All right, guys, so the Indestruct Bed is a bed frame that is, as the name would suggest, marketed as being indestructible and unlike any other bed that you've ever tried. I'll say so far, in my experience, yes, this is a beast of something to put together. I haven't put it together yet, but my first impressions here, the brushed steel is really nice. They guarantee that this thing does not squeak. It does support up to 5,000 pounds, so you could fit like 25 people or more on this thing. Yeah, it's over 110 pounds of steel. I'll tell you right now, that bed that we moved earlier from Amazon, that bed might be 20 pounds of steel at most, but it's not steel. That's cheap. This is durable. This is like industrial. So far, I'm impressed. Kicking that down like that made me feel like the guy who's like, I just sawed this boat in half. It's not that guy though. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. Look how many layers that is. That is wild. And it's been sanded down. It's really nice, super durable. And also all these holes here, just so you know, these are what's gonna allow your bed to breathe better than a lot of other beds out there that are offering this type of support. Compared so far to the cheaper setup we had from Amazon that had round slats, like a lot of round slats, that does not provide adequate support for your mattress. So you could buy a really nice mattress, especially if you're buying something like a Tempur-Pedic or a memory foam, and that's gonna void the warranty. A lot of beds out of the market will, in fact, void the warranty because they don't offer adequate support. This is the correct solution for something that breathes, yet offers a lot of support, because the only other option that I've really seen in most places out on the market is a flat board. This is like almost a piece of art. I've been holding it up just because I think it looks cool, and it feels nice. It's really smooth. The first thing that goes wrong with a mattress often is because the support has gone out in your bed and your mattress is no longer able to get that support. If your mattress isn't supported, how the heck are you gonna be? Well, this, you're never gonna have to worry about that. It probably will extend the longevity of your mattress, and at the very least, it's gonna give you a lot more consistent, reliable support. And at this point, I think it's important to tell you guys, this is not a sponsored review. They are not paying us in any way, shape, or form. They did send us the Indestruct Bed for free to review, and I've been really not wanting to because of how many boxes there are, but so far, I am impressed. If you really are investing in a high quality mattress, you want a high quality frame to match. Anyway, that's the end of the sales pitch because we got to figure out if this thing is actually worth recommending anyway. Okay, all right, buddy, you're gonna have to come this way just a bit. All right, so how this works, you gotta unscrew this guy. Look at, what? Who needs a screw this big? Guys, this is the screw. Look how big this thing is. That is absurd. I feel like I'm putting together a cruise ship. This is crazy. Okay, so I will say, it seems ridiculous, but putting together the four corners like this is actually really nice because it makes the job so easy. And I only have to do the two sides, which is great. And I will say, once you've got this thing upstairs or wherever you're putting it together, the first step is easy. Let's see how the rest is. That was satisfying. That was satisfying. Check this out. Look at those legs. Check that out. I feel like it would have been better to assemble this, like to lift it and flip it upside down at this point. Yeah, we're not doing it this way. This just doesn't make sense. What we are gonna do, you know what, no, we will do it this way. So they do recommend lifting the corners with the help of another person. I also recommend that. You guys know on this channel I do a lot of things by myself, but that, in this situation, would make a lot of sense. So I won't not go any points for it, actually. They say it's normal to notice bending, but I don't think I should notice bending at that level. We're gonna enlist some help. The instructions say to lift up the corner with a friend to put these in. Also, look how big these screws are. That's a lot of screwing. Okay, that is a forearm workout. It's good.
Can you do the next one?
It sounds like you're doing a lot, but then I look and it doesn't look like you're doing a lot. You remind me of a kid frantically playing on a play set.
All right, what was my time?
18 seconds.
No, boy, you weren't counting.
I was not. No, that's broken. I think that wood was supposed to expand and hold it in. It didn't. I told you, Barbara, this thing was a pain to put together. That's what husbands are going to be saying to their wives across America. Oh, George, it's not that bad. Look how pretty it is. That's what wives will be saying. And it will never, ever break down.
All right, good job.
Thank you. Okay, that was way more serviceable once I enlisted some help. So definitely enlist help, guys. Do not try to do that by yourself. The finish on this leg's not quite as nice either. All right. Why are there so many screws though? This tool that they send you, this is very nice. This is not IKEA. We're not at IKEA, folks. Okay, we're having a hard time there. Why? Probably because this leg is very annoying because the leg came broken, technically. There we go. Probably get some help for this one too. This is very annoying to do alone. Like incredibly annoying. Second one should be easier. It's not. There we go. Shoot. We had it lined up perfectly. Okay, it is easier. It's a lot easier actually. Now that the tops are in, time to do the bottom. You know what? It's the Indestruct Bed. I should be able to sit on it while I build it. I feel like those are famous last words or something. But this thing's a lot of work. It really is no joke. Oh, come on. Don't give me a hard time now, buddy. This is something that, one, I wouldn't really do by myself. Again, even though I've had a little bit of help so far, I would make sure I had help doing this entire thing. Two, this isn't something I would really want to do again. So then that brings up the question of, is this worth it? Okay, so far my takeaway is the assembly, they are making it as painless as possible for you. This tool, really useful. And really, we've put 4 parts together and legs on, and the legs are massive screws. A little upset about the legs coming off on 2 of them. That's a bummer. The tool's very useful. The screws are there. But really though, this is something you're gonna wanna start and then maybe walk away from for a little bit, because this is a lot and we haven't even put the headboard on yet. And on to phase 2. Congratulations, you're still, honestly, I feel like I deserve an award. This is the bed base. Screw dome head bolts on the side panel. Part of me does not want to like this product because how freaking much effort has gone into putting it together. But aside from the small leg issue, which there are spare legs that it comes with, so aside from that, everything else is very nice about this. If you have kids or nieces or nephews, have them put this thing together. And then you don't even gotta worry about this. If you don't, just be prepared to set aside a whole afternoon if you're anything like me. By the way, guys, these are the side panels I've got for this. They are very nice. Using the Allen key, leaving 3 millimeters loose to allow for easy connection to the bed in the next step. Do this 28 times and then cry. Okay, so the instructions show for going all the way around the bed. You can see. But we have the headboard version, so we only have 3 panels. That's not a mistake. I thought that it might be. It's not. Let me show this to you guys. On these ones, there's a spot. See how there's 3? I already put 1 in right here. There's 2, and then there's a 3rd. Ignore this 3rd on all of them. You may be tempted to put something in there right now. Don't. The easiest way to do this though is to just lay these guys right across the top. And really, I would just do them with my hands like this. A little bit tedious, but I've installed things like this and built multiple beds before. And often these come pre-installed, but there's not this many, and it's not this structurally sound. Right in like that. Wow, that was easy. Nice. Also, that's something I would never do on any other bed base aside from this. Like, I am full weight on this. Do you guys see that? Full weight, full support, like this. Boom. That, to me, is very impressive. This is sturdy. This is like being on a job site sturdy. That's impressive. That is actually really impressive. Most beds, even like high quality beds, I would not trust putting all of my weight on just 2 of their beams. Indestruct Bed, I gotta give it to them. This thing is literally built like a tank. This is like military grade. I honestly think, I'm like, as part of this, was this like a design just so you appreciate the product more? Because I have like putting all my weight right now on this one beam so I can put these together. And the more time I'm spending with it, the less time I want to spend with that other bed. I don't want to keep this in the studio. I want to take this to my room, but it'll stay in the studio. Mostly because I don't want to transport this thing ever again either. So we've got those on. I bet now it tells us to tighten them. Let's see. Tighten the bolts to secure them to the chassis. This is also another nice thing. A lot of times when you're tightening into aesthetic pieces, you have to be worried about like cracking wood or going too tight or too far in. And of course, I'm sure you can do that here. But the thing is because there's metal preset positions for these screws to go into, not so worried about that. Not actually really worried about that at all, to be frank, because you're going into metal. You're not going into a pre-drilled wood spot that you can actually split the wood. You're going into something sturdy. Like I said, this thing is military grade, I swear. This bed could survive a nuclear attack. It does feel good. It's like a rewarding experience as you get closer to the finish line. But my forearms are tired. I've been screwing up a frick ton of stuff. I think after this, we just have the headboard, because I think that the wood drops right on top. It's kind of sad how good looking that wooden support is, because you're never gonna see it once you throw a mattress on. Place uniform distribution air support. Wow, that's a fancy name. Got that? Hi, welcome back to class. Today we are talking about uniform air distribution panels. Oh, uniform distribution air support panels. That's a mouthful, but honestly, those things look so good that I don't care what they call them. They can say whatever marketing they want. It's really high quality wood, very well layered together, nice and sanded. Not upset about that at all. So I'll give them that. Now, do they label these guys? And okay, it's pretty self-evident actually, separating these panels. What's top, what's bottom. There we go. We are, by the way, the company, we never even really talked about the Indestruct Bed. It is from Sleeping Dot. One thing I gotta say, guys, and a metric that we should measure this by is how idiot-proof is it, putting this thing together. This thing's pretty dang idiot-proof. Everything has its spot. It's really hard to mess up. It's really hard to continue to mess up and go down that path. At least so far from what I'm seeing, it just all puts itself together, and then you're really just screwing it in to make sure it's locked into place. These guys look to be exactly the same. No, interesting. It's not wider. Is the bed just not? There we go. So they were misaligned a little bit, these pieces. That really just helped me put the thing right back into alignment though. All I had to do was push a corner. It was no big deal. Boom. This thing is sturdy. Now it's time to put a lot of screws on, because while this is holding me just fine, we do want to make sure that they don't slide off. So let's do that. No, we still have the headboard after. Time for our bolts. This does need to be compared in a couple of different categories that are really, really important for us here at Sleepline. First, we're going to talk about is durability. This is the most durable piece of furniture I've ever put together. Hands down, this thing is built like a tank. In terms of durability, 10 out of 10, no doubts. In terms of aesthetics, that's a personal preference thing. I mean, you guys can see it. You can see what it looks like on the website. You can see what it looks like as I'm putting it together. That really, you can't rate. It's all down to personal preference. You could get a similar aesthetic for a way lower price, but you're definitely not getting the same level of quality. There is absolutely no way. And the quality speaks for itself so far. I mean, you can't even order this bed right now. It keeps going out of stock. I'd say ease of putting this thing together. If I had to rate it on 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5. Initially, I thought that this was gonna be like a 2. It did come in 5 boxes. It's really cumbersome. It came on an entire pallet. This is something you're gonna want for your master bedroom and pretty much nowhere else. I would happily put this in my master bedroom. And yes, you might think I'm an absolute menace by wearing boots this entire time, but there are screws and packaging everywhere. And again, this is a studio space. So if this were my home, I would just be in socks. But also I was going in and out a lot carrying these things. So hopefully you guys forgive me and don't consider me a savage for that. And if you do, that's fine too. While I praise their build quality, I think that maybe it's a little bit overkill. This thing is like the definition of the word overkill. This will outlast you. This will outlast your children. This will outlast your children's children. What you see here that I am on right now, it is using a taller leg version, which that was an upgrade. Only $100 for a taller leg than what you get here. I believe it's a 6-inch versus a 9-inch. By the way, I've been doing this for almost 3 hours now, just so you have a reference for the time commitment that this will take you. All right, that is cool. It's fully recyclable. The whole thing is actually completely, fully recyclable, which is really, really awesome. This is our L bracket. Pretty self-explanatory. This just goes onto the back and then you mount. Secure the headboard into the steel chassis with the flange. Let's put the headboard right on top of this right now. So we do have to go inside. We'll zip it and then this goes in. It comes out like that. Super integrated, super sturdy. That's actually really cool. So there's a cutout right down here for that headboard bracket to come out. You unzip this, the metal slides in between the two pieces of wood, and Bob's your uncle is the phrase that they say, or something like that. All right, where's the other one? That was nice and easy. What did I do? I did something very wrong because this fabric is supposed to sit above the wood somehow. I really don't want to have to take this whole thing apart. Where did this go wrong? Upside down. Dang it. Put these on upside down. Do not make that mistake. You can make it both ways. Pretty upsetting. I was wondering too, as I was putting this thing together, I was like, something seems off because your mattress is gonna slide everywhere and that doesn't make sense. Most of these have like a 1/2-inch inset and I was like, there's no inset on this. Why? Well, now I know why. Because there is an inset and I should have noticed that. Thankfully, it's not really the end of the world. It's just so many gosh dang screws. We have been putting this thing together for 4 hours. A lot of it's my fault. A lot of it. It should already be done. I did mess up, but I don't think the instructions are clear enough, and that is where it gets a little bit upsetting. I really do think that the instructions could have been a bit clearer. Anyway, let's keep going. All right, hopefully we are now in the final stretch with this guy. This feels familiar. I think we've done this before. It is nice to be nearing completion. Yeah, it was worth it. It was just miserable. Sleeping duck, if there's anything that you guys could do, literally if there's anything that you guys could do to make this building process a little bit easier, I would recommend doing that. I would also recommend really highlighting the proper way to put these on because man, it really sucks going back and doing it a second time. And I would really focus on emphasizing that because that made this a much more painful experience than it had any need to be for me. And I'm sure that there are other people out there who have had the same experience. Is the value worth it? And that's a resounding yes. This thing does deliver on every single thing that it promises. It's just a miserable experience getting it, unboxing it, and putting it together. And that kind of comes with the territory when you're getting something at this level of quality. It's just kind of par for the course, but it could stand to use a few better directions, as far as I see it. So after putting the Indestruct Bed together, the question still remains, is this a good product? Who is it for? And most importantly, should you buy one for yourself? Well, that depends. So first and foremost, is this a good product? Absolutely. This thing is exactly what it promises to be. And that is a bed that is indestructible. Just moving this bed is incredibly difficult. It is incredibly sturdy. And It's probably the highest quality bed that I have ever encountered, not only here on this channel, but in my life as well. This thing is very, very sturdy. It's very, very well built, and it is very high quality, not just on feel, not just on building experience, but also on first glance as well. So if you're somebody who really is looking for a foundation to your mattress that's going to match that high quality of it and do great for many, many, many years, this is the product for you. Beyond that, if you wake up night after night because your partner is tossing and turning in the bed and you are feeling that motion, odds are it's your foundation. The truth is, most modern mattresses do really, really well in terms of motion isolation. And when somebody has partner disturbance issues, it often goes back to that foundation. Well, with the Indestruct Bed, that's a thing of the past. That's not happening. You could be jumping on one side of this thing and I'm not gonna feel it over here. That's just how sturdy that this thing is. Now, in terms of the price, right now, this bed is retailing at about $10.99 US on their website. And in my opinion, that is a bargain for what you're getting. Especially in a day and age where our money is going less and less and less far. This bed is a incredible value. It's also incredibly difficult and incredibly arduous to put together. Make no mistake about that. But if you are willing to do a little bit of DIY, is what it feels like at least, then you're gonna be really happy and you're gonna be getting a great value. We here at Sleepline highly recommend the Indestruct Bed, and we hope that you found the information in this build and review useful to help you make the best decision for your situation. My name is Ethan. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next video.